Hey guys, this is Will. If you're unfamiliar, we have patreon.com/Circling Bach podcast where we're doing Circling Bach, covering The Bachelor, or I guess Bachelorette with Claire Crawley and probably Tasha. D-Man, you hit your player of the week this week, huh?
I did. The results will shock you. Let me tell you that right now.
Dillon, you were actually on the show.
Yeah. I got a rose too, man.
Did you go to Harvard? Do you manage wealth?
Did you see my scarf? It was white.
It was kind of a hot scarf.
It was kind of dope. I don't know how we do it, but we continue to put out the best Bachelor/Bachelorette recap show available.
If you're
I'm confident in saying that.
I'm confident as well.
No one is more accurate in their recaps. No one knows more about the history of the show than this podcast. Let me tell you that right now.
Oh, we get every detail, every fine detail, absolutely correct.
Absolutely.
We make fun of a lot of people as well.
What you're about to listen to is a 10-minute preview of today's Patreon episode. That's at patreon.com/Circling Bach podcast. You can either pay $5 just for Bachelorette episodes, or you can go Opto and get $10 and get every piece of content that we put out on Patreon, whether it's voicemails, spooky season, or The Bachelorette. Enjoy. All right, we're back. Circling Bach podcast. Circling Bach podcast. Coming to you live from the lodge. My name's Will DeFries. To my right, David Ruff.
Yeah, you bet your ass we're circling batch.
Dude, we're just circling batches.
Such a silly little batch. Can't wait to talk Bachelorette.
Much like the way all the what do you call them? Suitors, cast members, everyone on the show had to endure. I thought this would never come, man. It's been forever since we talked Batch or Batchette.
Batchette.
Bachelorette. You know what I'm saying? It's a mouthful to say Bachelorette. Anyway, I feel like it's been 2 years since we talked
It's
about
been
it.
forever.
Yeah.
We never, usually this is the time of year when we don't have any Bachelor or Bachelorette because it's up against football season.
I've missed it. Our patrons have missed it. It's just been weird, unprecedented times, folks.
Uncertain, even.
Uncertain.
I've already got just quite the conspiracy theory for this entire season.
I'm already. I don't even know what it is. I'm already on board with it because I agree with whatever you're thinking up in your little head.
Well, there's some leaps in it, but
Are there any bounds?
there's meets and bounds. So you know how like they've kind of like basically told us what happens like with the actual Bachelorette position, how they get younger at the position. Claire's what, 39? So my theory is
reminded us several times last night. Yeah.
So she skews older. The guys here are the oldest crowd they've ever had, I assume, right? So all these guys are in
We
their
have more dudes in there that are 29 or in their 30s than I think I've ever seen on the show.
So I feel like they realize right off the bat, they're like, oh, these dudes have low T and they're not morons in their 20s and they're not going to provide any drama or content like normal.
So we have to cook something up.
So we need to cook some shit up. We got to do something. We got to throw a wild card in there. And hence the change at the position.
Okay. Well, a lot of moving pieces would have to fit into place for that to happen. Because, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
a lot of this would have to be like pre-orchestrated.
Yeah,
a lot of it, if not all of it. I'm not saying it's not possible, but also take like some decent acting from some folks.
I actually don't. That is just something I cooked up right before Will hit record. But the real, I mean, I do think that there was her and Dale had something previous.
Her reaction to Dale,
Disingenuous.
We're jumping right in.
Well, so Claire was cast a long, long time ago. Right after Peter's season, didn't they announce it after the final rose?
Either then or shortly thereafter on
very
like one of
soon
those like on The View or some shit.
Something like that. And so
Probably
like
wasn't
we've
The View.
had since then when they've already cast these guys, and so everyone's just been waiting. This is the first time that I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is one of the first times that they've ever announced the Bachelorette, and then there's been a lag time between when they actually announce her and when she gets to go tape. So this has been the first time that there's ever been a window for these guys to actually reach out, or guys or gals, to reach out to the Bachelor or Bachelorette and strike up a relationship. And it feels like that's what's been happening.
Yeah, so she admitted to Blake M. contacting her during the quarantine, and it was against the rules that the show laid out for them.
It meant so much to her.
No reaching out.
But it didn't matter. He got a fucking rose.
There's no way he's the only one, even though she said he was the only one who reached out.
Did
See,
she
that
say
makes-
did she say it meant a lot to her to have them not reach out?
She said it meant a lot because
said
he
it
was
meant-
the only one to reach out to check in on her.
She
Oh,
said it
okay.
meant
I'm like,
everything,
okay.
Oh yeah, it meant everything.
which is a
Did
lot.
it really? Because I mean, the dude's just he was just trying to gain the competitive advantage.
Yeah. What if you sent the DM at like 2:30 a.m.?
Yeah, he's like, dude, I don't even remember sending that shit.
Yeah. What? Hold on, I DM'd you?
What? Oh,
So
fuck.
they were asked to quarantine for 100 plus days.
No.
Is that how I understood it?
No, they didn't quarantine at La Quinta. For
No,
that long.
I know, but
Is that
like,
La Quinta?
in their hometowns,
Yeah.
at their
That was
houses.
the town.
It
No,
was
no,
like-
it was the La Quinta Beach and Tennis Club.
yeah.
Oh, I was
In
thinking
Palm
of La Quinta
Springs.
Inn.
Were they asked to quarantine at their homes for 100 plus days if they wanted to be on the show?
I don't know.
Because they were like, I waited two guys said like I've waited 139 days, wherever it was, to be here.
There's no way that they actually quarantined that entire time.
But
There's
do you know how
no
much
possible
money that
way.
would cost for ABC, like to house those guys for that long?
No, I mean I don't mean that. I mean they do it like
Oh,
like
yeah,
I
yeah,
would
yeah.
quarantine at my house here in Austin
Oh,
in preparation for going to LA in 120 whatever 30 whatever days. I think that's the impression I got.
Well, I'm sure they adhered to the national or statewide standards that they were supposed to adhere to.
Well, I'm sure they didn't.
Well, they had to. They had to pass 2 tests.
Yeah, once they arrived.
I
the
get
La
why.
Quinta.
I get why the first quarter of the show was them just kind of laying out like why these unprecedented times and the tests and the hardship and just But I thought I kind of was wanting to fast forward through that because I was like, yeah, I get it.
That's a long time to shut down the DMs too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're
You know what I mean?
the DMs ain't being shut down at that.
That's
point.
why.
what
That's
I'm
why
saying.
my man Yosef
Yeah, Yosef got just straight put on blast. He got put on Front Street.
Reckless in the DMs, allegedly. Reckless is the term
dude.
that they used.
Let Yosef feed, man. He's just out there trying to
Okay,
set some foundation, just in case. Because look, he's probably
is that egregiously wrong? I don't want to make myself sound like I'm some like scummy,
yeah, bro.
scummy guy, but is that egregiously like wrong to be firing off DMs when you're single and waiting to be on the show? I don't know.
In my opinion, no, because you're not dating Claire. A lot can happen in like any relationship. Like you got to live your life and enjoy yourself. I don't think that him DMing with anybody is that big of a deal.
What if the Bachelorette herself has somehow already got her husband picked out,
Context.
and you're just wasting everyone's fucking time?
Context has said DMs matters here because there are degrees of like.
Wasn't it a
being-
college
Well,
girl
as long
too?
as they're appropriate, like I'm talking a DM that any of us would send if we had like some type of flirtation with a girl that we were interested
If he's
in.
firing off DPs to chicks, yeah, that's something different than be like, yeah, hey, I'm Yosef. What's up? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Medical sales. He is. He's a device salesperson.
He does give me like scummy vibes a little bit, but not because of this.
It's the medical device sales.
He was very evasive when she actually asked him to confront that. Like he never denied actually DMing them, which I don't think he needed to.
Dude, Tyler C. Get out of
Look,
here, dude.
we've already had a Tyler C, and he's much hotter than you.
He's much hotter, and also, dude, the fact that you were called Mini McConaughey. McConaughey's only like 5'8", so to be Mini McConaughey is just quite the insult.
He's not even Mini McConaughey.
No,
He doesn't look anything like him. He
He's
might have the southern drawl that like might have like idiot northerners thinking that it works, but it's just different.
he has a chiseled chin.
He does have a good chin.
He rivals Bennett for my jawline player of the week.
Was it Luke P who had like just creepy?
Yes.
Luke P just had ridiculous jawline.
Jawline stupid.
Jawline stupid.
Who was the one that's pretty much just diet Luke P? Tyler C.
Tyler C.
Tyler C.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just diet Luke P.
Night one to have that conversation with Yosef.
We can call him Yo.
They call him Yo on the show. Night one, you pull out the hey, this guy might not be who you think he is card. It's just a little much for me, Tyler C.
You
Yeah.
know, but dude, this guy has to be familiar enough with the show to know that it never has
That
ever
person-
worked out.
Yeah, that person gets booted from the show.
And he went home, and Yosef did not.
Well, isn't your mine? If I was doing night one, my strategy would be to just have a very solid entrance, which we'll get to the entrances in a little bit. Pull her for one conversation where we try to make a few jokes, form any connection.
Don't make a lot of noise.
Have
in the
any
house.
memorable moment of that, and just leave it and say like, hey, really, like, so glad you took the time to talk to me. I know you got other guys to go with, whatever. But just get on her radar and be
Yeah.
a nice guy, and then just see what happens from there. But to go in and just say like, hey man, Yosef's been like DMing chicks, like,
He
okay.
played the weasel card too soon.
Some say you should never play the weasel card, and
See, the problem is you gotta wait. You wait until it looks like that he's a threat. Like Yosef is like really, he's starting to make up some ground. Like he's doing well in here. Then you pull out the desperation.
But
DM
even
thing.
then it's like, hey Claire,
Oh, it doesn't work.
Hey Claire, by the way, Yosef was DMing girls before he knew you.